The library always felt like a world apart. Today, it gave her something more. Tucked inside page 47, a folded square of paper. "You are braver than you believe," it read in soft cursive. She looked around. No one was nearby. Her heart beat faster, not from fear, but wonder. Who had written this? Why here? The mystery began, and she knew she had to follow it. Her desk was cluttered with open books. One by one, she turned pages slowly. Most were empty, until another note, this one inside a worn storybook. "Even the quietest voice matters," it read. She smiled, spine tingling. Someone was speaking to her. Somehow. She arrived earlier than usual. The return cart rolled in. Books stacked high, a librarian humming softly. She hid near the corner shelf, pretending to read. Every time someone walked past, she watched their hands. No notes, no signs, yet she felt closer somehow. This one was different, folded more carefully, ink slightly smudged. "I used to be scared of everything too. Keep going." The key. She held it close, heart aching. These weren't random anymore. They were written by someone who knew. Someone like her. Her hands trembled slightly. She wrote, "Thank you, whoever you are." Yee. The words were small, but real. She chose a favorite book, a quiet one. She tucked the note in page 47. Maybe it would find its way. Maybe it would bring someone else courage too. Her fingers shook as she opened the book again. Tucked inside, another note. "You're welcome. I'm glad it helped." Nine. She blinked. It was real. A reply. The connection was no longer silent. Someone out there knew her, really knew. She smiled and whispered, "Who are you?" Books became their mailbox. "You're not alone in feeling invisible." "Yes, I know. What's your favorite book?" "Mine's the one that made me cry in secret." "Why?" Each note peeled back another layer. Their stories twined together, unseen. They didn't need names to feel known. The library was nearly empty. She lingered, pretending to reshelve books. A quiet rustle. Paper against paper. She peeked around the corner, a hand slipping a note into page 47. The mystery figure turned and froze. Their eyes met for the first time. They sat on the floor between two shelves. Neither knew what to say at first, but then laughter, relief, recognition. "I didn't know anyone else felt like that," she said. "I didn't either," they replied. They shared their favorite stories, and for once, they didn't feel alone in them. The walls shimmered with color, typed notes, watercolor borders, crayon illustrations. Other students added their own messages. The project grew, quietly, beautifully. What began as a whisper was now a chorus. And somewhere in the crowd, two kids smiled, side by side. They arrived early, before the bustle. Whispers echoed softly between the shelves. Each held a handful of folded notes. They tucked them into page 47, 88, 103. "This one's my favorite line," one said, placing a quote. Giggles replaced the old quiet. The library was no longer just a place. It was a garden growing kindness. Rain tapped gently on the windows. Inside, pages turned and hearts softened. A girl gasped, "Look," holding a tiny note. One by one, others found messages tucked in pages. Laughter, surprise, whispers of gratitude. The notes were working. Kindness was blooming from paper and ink. She'd noticed the notes, of course. Whispers, smiles, more checkouts than usual. Then one afternoon, she joined in. Her handwriting curled into the margins. You are a story worth reading. Ola. She placed it in a poetry collection and smiled. The auditorium hummed with chatter. 2 children stepped forward, papers shaking in their hands. We just wanted to help someone feel less alone. Yeah. The crowd hushed, moved. Slides showed books, notes, smiles. Thunderous applause. A standing ovation. Their voices were no longer hidden. The sign was painted in gold. The whisper shelf. Beneath it, books chosen with care. Inside each, a voice waiting to be heard. New hands reached for pages. New hearts found courage in words. And the whispers continued, quietly changing the world. The bookstore smelled like paper, ink, and possibility. A new shelf had appeared, notes of light. Yeo. Children flocked to it, notes tucked in pockets. You're doing better than you think, one read aloud. Books weren't just stories now. They were conversations. Little hands clutched pencils, heads bent in focus. The 2 note writers stood at the front, guiding with care. Write like you're talking to your past self, one said. New messages bloomed on the table. Another generation of hope was being written. The principal stepped into the library quietly. She took a pen, paused, then began to write. You are seen. You are valued. You belong. Neri. She tucked it into a biography. Later that day, she smiled and said, The kindness corner is here to stay. Yand. The auditorium held its breath. I don't know who left that note, the graduate said, but it found me exactly when I needed it. Yemsia. And said on the word. Inada asatidi. Applause swelled like thunder. Kindness had left its mark, one sentence at a time. The sun dipped low, brushing the school in gold. Laughter and footsteps filled the path. Children raced past, books and notes in hand. The 2 original writers watched from a bench, content. A legacy born in silence, now echoing joyfully. The whispers would never stop, not while hearts still listened.